When you think of children in motion, do you imagine them bouncing off the walls? Fear of losing control of the children is one of the reasons early childhood professionals are sometimes disinclined to encourage movement in their settings. It's true that movement can generate a lot of energy, but you might be surprised to learn that lack of movement is far more likely to create challenging behavior in your setting. It's when children are forced to sit still, a request that certainly does not come naturally to them and for which they're not developmentally ready, that problems arise. Just like any other young animal, young children were born to move. When we remove that option, they become restless and frustrated, and no good can come from restless, frustrated children. They fidget, they act out. When they're told over and over again to sit still, they begin to feel like failures as early as 3 and 4 years old because they can't do what this important adult is asking them to do. When a 3-year-old child has notes sent home repeatedly because he's not able to sit still, true story, what happens to his natural joy? How can he comply when he's not developmentally equipped to do so? And how can he see school as a place he wants to be, as a place that's safe? And because he has no choice but to be there, how can he not act out? Too often we see fidgeting and the need to move as misbehavior. But the late Fritz Bell, director of creative classrooms in New Hampshire, once said, "We can keep telling the children, sit still, or we can accept that they're children and allow them to do what comes naturally to them." If we want engaged as opposed to submissive children, we have to understand and embrace the nature of children. Sure, we've all seen those old photos of classrooms from years gone by, the ones with children seated primly in neat rows. Having control of the children and requiring them to learn via their eyes, their ears, and the seat of their pants was perceived as the best way to provide an education. And the theory may have been logical back then. They didn't have any research to prove there might be a better way. But today we do. Today we have research demonstrating that sitting in a chair increases fatigue because our bodies are designed to move, not sit. Educator Eric Jensen has written extensively about this issue. He confirms that sitting for more than 10 minutes at a time reduces our awareness of physical and emotional sensations. Also, the pressure on spinal discs is 30% greater while sitting than while standing. None of this contributes to optimal health or learning, nor does it contribute to optimal behavior. In Learning with the Body and Mind, Jensen writes, these problems reduce concentration and attention and ultimately result in discipline problems. So why would we want the children to sit more often? Jensen is just one of many educators and researchers to ring the warning bell about the folly of sitting to learn. As far back as 1929, Alfred North Whitehead wrote, "I lay it down as an educational axiom that in teaching you will come to grief as soon as you forget that your pupils have bodies." I love that quote. More recently, an educator told me the same thing in the simplest of terms. He said, "If you don't let them move, you've already lost them." As I mentioned, I know the idea of moving children can be scary. That's why it's important to have a plan, and that's why I've created an online course called Avoid Challenging Behavior in Your Early Childhood Setting. The course gives you solid, proven methods to prevent behavior challenges before they disrupt the classroom. It also shows you how to create a calmer, happier learning environment. This course will teach you how to create a sense of community among children, which is vital to avoiding challenging behavior. Teach children the good feelings that come from working toward a common purpose or goal. Help foster self-regulation through fun, motivating games. Prevent restlessness with brain breaks. Promote a sense of calm with relaxation exercises. Learning modules include easy-to-implement sample activities and curriculum connections so you can understand and explain why the children aren't just playing. As a result of the self-regulation, calming, and cooperative skills you've taught the children, they'll have friendlier feelings toward you and each other. In this new, more positive environment, children will have added time to learn and will retain their natural love of learning. And you'll be much less stressed and can rekindle your love of children and teaching. Check it out at www.raypica.com. As always, thanks for watching.